Hello and welcome to my little Let's Play of X3 Farnham's Legacy. I'm going to be doing this as a Dead is Dead playthrough, so if I die, that's going to be the end of the playthrough, and honestly, it might end early since I'm making this 1 week before X4 Kingdom End comes out. But not wanting to play too much X4 that I'm burned out before the DLC comes out, because I'm so hyped for it. I thought I'd go ahead and re-experience what the Boron were like in the latest X3 title. So this game has a bit of an interesting history. Obviously, the original X3 came out over a decade ago, over a decade before this game's release. And when you look at X3 TC, that was one of my personal favorites in the entire series. I enjoyed it, sank God knows how many hours into it, and honestly, wasn't even very good. But let's go ahead and get this started. So there are a couple things that we could do. We could go down Farnham's Legacy, maybe as a Boron scientist and experience the enhanced Mako and what that has to go over. It's a little bit of a slow start, and if this is your first foray into the X series, I wouldn't really recommend Farnham's Legacy, but you could definitely go down one of these starts, and it would set you up to at least get to the point where you understand how the game works and how to play. I don't think X3 is the most approachable, but moving on, what we're going to be doing in this series is looking at some of the challenging sandboxes, particularly the disowned LAR playthrough. So in this one, you start in a particular region of space that's effectively boxed in. You have 3 ways out, kind of. Two of them are dead ends, but and you have hostiles in all 3 of them. So you have 2 sectors that contain hostile Xenon, and you have 1 sector that has the split, and well, they don't like the Boron anyway. So you're kind of in this little pocket of the universe, and you have to try to get your way out, because you start in an octopus, which is one of the worst ships in the game. Sorry. And only 1,000 credits. There are some other challenge starts. The Rookie Buccaneer is an interesting one. You may notice it doesn't have start money. Former Gunrunner, you have 10k, and an Asp, this is kind of a cool one. And really not that challenging, other than the fact that compared to like these starts, you're not getting 4 million credits and a small fleet, and here you're getting the everything you get through the plot, whereas here you don't have that until you find the plot. Nvidia Miner, very interesting one where you start prospecting, and it has the whole Nvidium is power, Nvidium is life, Nvidium is everything. And then there is one Lost TerraCore pilot. This one is actually surprisingly similar to the disowned LAR start. So you have a lot more money. You have 5k instead of 1k, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it makes a big difference. But your starting ship is not a ship, it's a spacesuit. And there's a reason the difficulty is Extreme Insanity. I think I'll go ahead and actually load into this start, just to show you exactly why it's Extreme Insanity. Alright, so as you can see, we're in our little spacesuit, and we're in the middle of nowhere. There's absolutely nothing here. There's this asteroid field here. It's rather large, and I believe there is at least 1 Nvidium asteroid in here. I think it's fairly valuable. But for the most part, there's nothing here.
Gate.
There is a gate right here. Unfortunately, it is, well, a little broken, so it doesn't work. So instead, we have to use the only other gate, which is the East Gate.
Sector 534.
And unfortunately, it leads to a Xenon sector. Now, if you can get through that Xenon sector, then you'll end up north of Getsufune. So basically starting in the same spot as the Boron Octopus. The advantage, if you can pull this off, is you get this advanced spacesuit, which is superior to all other spacesuits in the entire game. Everyone else has the same stock spacesuits. This one has much faster. It's got a 1 megajoule shield, so you're less likely to get insta-killed by something accidentally. But generally speaking, if you're in this, you're already kind of in a bad spot. Oh, another thing is the repair laser. This one, you can hold it down, and it doesn't drain. You can hold this forever and repair at maximum speed. The standard suit laser doesn't quite do that. So you get this nice cool advantage if you can manage to get through this. Also, you are on a clock since you have limited oxygen supply. We're at 98% already. So this is a possible start, but the start is very, very slow. Although the Boron start is not much faster, we're going to be looking at the Boron start. Alright. And I already did a little bit of a test, and I found one little trick that might get us through the early game a little bit quicker. Alright, so here we are in our Boron Octopus. It's actually a pretty cool looking ship. I've always been a fan of the Boron designs, and I'm super hyped for the new designs that we're getting in X4. I don't know if you've already watched the trailer, it came out yesterday, but it looks awesome. So right here we're in Ocean of Fantasy Gamma, and one of the things that this game has that's a little bit different from the other X3 games is it has these multi-sector sectors.
Atreus Shipyard, Atreus Headquarters.
You are positive. Please dock as soon as you get green position lights.
Alright. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell my shield, because hopefully we won't need it. So that way I can go a little bit faster. Well, how much money do I have? 1,000. Probably need around 5,000 to start doing what I'm thinking of doing. We can go ahead and see if there's any local trades. The Boron Octopus is limited to S-Class cargo, which means that we can only trade a couple of things that are here.
The Recon Silicon.
Yeah, there's some plankton that we could go ahead and trade. Alright, let's go ahead and land this. And there is an autopilot, but I always like to land a couple first time myself. There we go.
Successfully docked.
A peaceful welcome aboard this Atreus shipbuilding current.
Connection to
and then we do have a little bit of money. Not a lot, but we can go ahead and get a couple engine tunings.
This service is a time-limited engine tuning installed.
And a couple cargo bay
Your
extensions.
cargo bay will be extended by a certain amount of cargo bay extension installed.
Now we're gonna undock.
Autopilot off.
And as you can see, we no longer have a blue bar here because we no longer have a shield, but that's fine. If we're getting shot, we're probably dead anyway. And that would be the end of this series, so hopefully that doesn't happen anytime soon. Let's go ahead and look.
Despite
There was a plankton farm with some amount of plankton. We could go ahead and do a trade run of that.
a Bofu chemical
To the nearest bow gas.
plankton farm M Alpha.
Right. And just to show the
Docking
autopilot.
granted. Autopilot activated.
Go ahead and boost the Zeta factor. So by default, the Zeta factor is 6 times, which speeds up the game by a factor of 6. You can use that when your autopilot's on to make the game go a little bit faster. But you can increase it all the way to 10 times. I remember on my
Queen Atreus and the King
original
of Boron
computer, which I
bid you
played
a peaceful
X3TC on,
welcome
it
aboard.
would chug
Connection
if
to
I
local
ran Zeta
trading
at
network
more than
established.
4 or 5 times. So it's kind of crazy now. I can just throw it on 10 and leave it there. But this game runs insanely well on modern hardware.
Floats on the surface of the chemical swamp. Plankton bought.
Alright, let's go ahead and purchase some plankton. And we're gonna go ahead and take it.
Autopilot off.
Could go either direction, but we're gonna go south.
Transorbital accelerator. Ocean of Fantasy. Beta.
And forgive me, this playthrough, at least the early segments of it, are going to be a little bit boring because we have to move quite slowly, and we're not really moving a whole lot while we're moving slowly.
Entering Ocean
11
of
plankton,
fantasy
your maximum
beta.
profit on plankton is only like 20 credits. So our maximum profit is like 200 credits a run. And we're probably not going to be hitting that. Alright. This is our first new sector, although it's still part of Ocean of Fantasy. So, returning to the Farnham's Legacy nonsense, Ocean of Fantasy is a 4-sector super sector, if you wanted to call it something like that, where it consists of a couple subsectors that are all connected by orbital accelerators. In the base game, the only sector like that is the Sol system, which is the one I can think of, which is going to be where obviously the Terrans are.
Entering Hila's Joy.
Alright. And then there should be a bow-gas factory on the far corner. One nice thing is, at least they gave us a duplex scanner.
Royal Boron Trading Station.
Hilariously enough, this start could actually be way more annoying than it is. Alright. And if you remember what I said about how you're kind of boxed in on this start, so right now, oh, we don't have a split relation, but here's that biogas factory. And
artificially
oh wait, you don't use plankton. Who uses plankton? Oh, it's stop mixeries, isn't it? Okay, so that's going to be over there. But we'll go ahead and show
Gate Jin's escape.
what happens if we try to go west, leaving this sector of space. That's always good.
Split Recon Jaguar Vanguard.
Please don't shoot me.
No aim.
Okay, he just went back into the gates.
Gate Jin's escape.
But that right there showed you what's going to pretty much happen to us. So if we look at the split, we're a family enemy. We're at -2 because they don't like me because I'm a fish. And if we go west,
Entering Jin's escape.
let's not do that.
Entering Hila's Joy.
Oh, here it is. It is a split border sector. It does actually have a pirate dock, interestingly enough. But it was founded to prevent the Boron expanding further in this area of space. The split colony is heavily guarded and produces surveillance equipment and defensive weapons, allegedly for protection against Boron aggression. If you're familiar with the Boron, you know that statement is nonsense. A covert Federation intelligence group, in turn, watched the split for signs of aggression against the peace-loving Boron. So you can see, there's a pirate base, a drone factory, a particle accelerator cannon forge, a bunch of asteroids. There is more in here, but we'll have to come back to that later. In the meantime, let's go ahead and explore the region of space that we're stuck in.
A computer plant manufactures both full
Light. This production complex manufactured.
Recon. The Recon drone construct.
I'm just mapping the sector out. To be nice for later.
Drone fact. Medium shield. Production complex. Alpha.
Alright, and then there's nothing here that...
Bogas. Chip plant. A computer plant. This drone. Tube.
Alright.
You want to talk?
I've got an encoding data for transmission now. Anything there you find of interest?
So this guy wants us to do a personal transport. It requires that we have a ship capable of transporting 15 personnel. So not only do you need... That's pretty much always going to be a TP, although you can use like a Corvette, I think, as well. With that, you need at least M-class cargo to transport passengers, which is actually really annoying, because one way in which we could make a lot of money in the early game is if we go and buy a cargo life support system for our octopus, then we could carry people around, little VIP passengers. Unfortunately, the octopus's cargo is S-class, meaning it's only limited
The
to
octopus
small
was developed
containers.
to be the Boron version of the Discoverer.
So with that, we unfortunately can't do that. It's a shame, because that's actually one of the most effective ways to get out of a disco if you're stuck in one. The Argon
Entering
Discoverer.
Ocean of Fantasy Beta.
The real way in which we're going to be getting out of this is actually going to be a little bit over here. So over here,
Ion Mine Fab Alpha.
that guy, right there. There's a nice little factory. And this particular factory manufactures mosquito and silkworm missile oils. So with those, if you're familiar with Boron equipment docks, you'll know that they do sell mosquito missiles.
Image this production
right.
facility
They do not actually sell
manufactures
silkworm missiles.
Image recognition class missiles.
And because they don't sell silkworm missiles, the AI will not sell silkworm missiles to them. So effectively, this complex, while it can sell its mosquito missiles, nobody's going to buy the silkworm missiles. So we have a large selection of missiles that, well, no one's going to buy. Now, unfortunately, we can't supply Bofu or silicon wafers to this, so if it runs out of those, it will stop making missiles, and we won't be able to sell its silkworm missiles. However, as long as the AI traders supply it with the necessary resources, we'll be able to sell its missiles and make a good amount of profit. Despite our small cargo size, its missiles are worth, particularly silkworm missiles, worth around 5,000
Entering Ocean of Fantasy Alpha.
I'm impressed this Ocean of Fantasy sector has 2 shipyards. There's the Atreus shipyard here,
Shipyards are the heart and
which
soul
sells
of modern society.
more advanced prototype designs
factories
mostly. And then a Royal Boron shipyard right here, which sells kind of more of their more basic designs, like other octopuses.
Royal Boron
octopi,
shipyards are the heart
as well
and
as
soul
general
of
factories.
modern society. They are factories of gigantic proportions, built to manufacture all types of space vehicle, and even build and sell prefab construction kits for whole new factories. Because of the immense resources and labor required to build, as well as run such a factory, there are few of these shipyards. The Boron shipyard is a hive of activity, mainly due to the fact that the Boron do not believe in a lot of automation, preferring instead to trust the fine skills and talents of their many engineers, craftsmen, and semi-skilled workers. Each Boron ship is virtually hand-built, and they are rumored to be better made, last longer, and be more reliable than the ships of many other races.
And sometimes Betty can be quite verbose. But yeah, there you go, a little description of a Boron shipyard.
Tomahawk Missile Manufacturing Plant Alpha.
Alright.
Heavy Shield Production Complex
Go ahead and get
Alpha.
this guy spotted. Once you get one detected, it now is on your map, and you're able to go over and see, hey, what's in this sector? Now you
This
won't be able to see the trade
facility-
offers. For that, you need to set up a satellite in that sector.
Light
And
Weapons
considering
Complex
satellites are
Alpha.
like 6,700 credits a piece, we're not going to be setting any of those up for a little minute. We only have 4,900 credits, and even if we hadn't bought those couple extensions to our ship,
Transorbital
we wouldn't have much
Accelerator
more.
Ocean of Fantasy Delta. Entering Ocean of Fantasy Delta.
Alright. So this sector is, I think, just mines. It has quite a lot of them, which are basically useless to us except as a place to sell energy cells. But that is something we want to try to avoid doing. If we're selling energy cells, it's because we have nothing else that we can trade. Since selling energy cells,
Silicon
at
mine,
most you can
L
make like
alpha,
8 credits in an
ore
energy
mine,
cell.
M gamma.
Realistically, you're going to be making probably more like 6 or 7. And that is just not
Silicon mine,
the way. That
M
is not how
beta.
you're going to get out of your octopus in any reasonable amount of time. So we're going to go ahead and go north. We're going to leave Ocean of Fantasy.
Gate bluish snout.
Go to Bluish Snout.
Entering bluish snout.
Alright. So Bluish Snout has a couple of these stock mixeries. So we should be able to sell that plankton we bought and make a little bit of profit. Not a lot. There's a shutdown gate over there.
Start mixer.
You are talking?
Harley, we are pleased. This will be anything but easy. Do not underestimate the challenge.
Yeah, if you remember
Something here
what I was mentioning
interesting.
earlier with taxi missions, this is one of them, where you can dock here, you pick up a guy, and you take him to another station, and he pays you for your time. Unfortunately, the Octopus is not a compatible ship. M5s are really good for doing this, but not ones with S-class cargo. You want one with M-class cargo, which is only a handful. In other news, this plankton is a little low. Let's check this one. This one's completely out of plankton, which will be great, because that means I'll pay a little bit more. Probably the full 30, if not at least 29 credits per plankton, and we bought them for, I want to say 13. So definitely a good little bit of profit. Alright.
Successfully docked.
Queen Atreus and the Kingdom of Boron bid you a peaceful welcome aboard.
29. It's very hard to ever sell anything for its maximum price.
Plankton sold.
There we go. So now we have a little bit more money than we started. Looking over here, we got Bofu. Bofu is a medium cargo, so we don't really care about those. Some solar power plants, which don't even have high stocks. They won't sell us a very good price. And these stock spices are also really low, so not going to make any money off those. Especially considering you can only sell stock spices for their average price.
You are talking?
Since they're not
Harley,
used
this will be anything.
as production for anything. But while I let that image recognition production complex tick away, it produces 4 missiles every 6 minutes, so we want to go ahead and give that some time to run, because that will reduce the price
Split military split fighter drone.
of all missiles, which will increase the amount of credits that we're going to get out of that. Especially considering it has limited resources. I'd like to wait until it's either full or stalled out because of lack of production or lack of supply before I buy any missiles, since I want to try to get maximum profit per missile. We are in that kind of situation. Yeah, go ahead and go around that split guy and his squadron of fighter drones. I don't know why he's... I know, I guess he was probably a military supply. He was probably making a run from Gin's escape to Getsefune, because Getsefune does have a split equipment dock. Getsefune is an interesting sector. It's an important sector in the main storyline, right, of Terran conflict. It's been a long time since I've played through the plot of Terran conflict, but I believe it's related to that one.
Entering Menelaus's paradise.
Alright. Another Boron sector. I can go ahead and do a quick sweep through it to try to spot all the stations so we can make better trading decisions. There is a gate here. Unfortunately, this gate leads to a Xenon sector.
Bofu
You are talking to the...
Spaded upgrade, you might find...
We'll go ahead and go through it just so we can say we went through it.
Gate Xenon sector 597.
Alright.
Entering Xenon sector 597.
Yeah, so no Xenon by the gate, and in fact, there's another gate over there. But considering these ships will all kill you on sight, and there's a ton of little ones if you're paying attention. There's a Xenon station over there. Looks like a Xenon capital ship over there. Let's not. Well, turn around and head back to where we came from.
Entering Menelaus's paradise.
And we'll go towards that gate.
Biogas factory. M Alpha. Light biogas factory. Docking granted. Autopilot off.
Yeah, 11. So let's see. Can I go here first? So Bogas is a 6 cargo per unit. So with our current freight, we can only carry 1. And I think I'd rather carry 2, since that will double however much money I make. So let's go ahead and upgrade my freight by 1 tick.
Successfully docked.
Queen Atreus and the Kingdom of Boron.
Connection to local trading network established.
Yeah, unfortunately another 6, right, to carry a whole another set or a whole number unit.
Your cargo bay will be extended by a certain amount
Would be
of
half
cargo
my
units.
cash, and in doing so, I'd be unable to trade. I'd have to trade quite a lot of Bogas before I could trade a missile. So let's go out.
Bogas docking granted. Autopilot activated.
And we could immediately sell it at this Bofu, or we could hold on to it and maybe sell it for a little bit more. Might just run Bogas for a minute, since this seems like a good trade deal for a little while.
Successfully docked.
Queen Atreus and the Kingdom of Boron bid you a peaceful welcome aboard.
Connection to local trading network established. Autopilot off. Chip plant. Bofu Chemical Lab. M Alpha. Docking granted. Autopilot activated.
Alright.
Successfully docked.
Oh
Queen
yeah.
Atreus and the Kingdom of Boron bid you a peaceful welcome
So
aboard.
they're buying this for
Connection
400.
to local trading network established.
Alright. I wasn't planning on this, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna go up to
dock.
go up a little bit more because I don't see.
Bogas. Docking granted. Autopilot activated.
There is one thing I didn't notice about this area. There seems to be a surplus of Bofu factories. Well, not really a surplus of Bofu factories, but there's kind of a shortage of Bogas. So over time, Bogas is going to become exhausted.
Successfully docked.
Queen
as
Atreus and the Kingdom
there's
of
not a
Boron bid
sufficient
you a
number of
peaceful
them.
welcome aboard.
Connection to local trading network established.
You can get 6 of these.
Cargo bay.
Almost all my money, but that will let me get
Asteroid.
3 at a time now.
Autopilot off. Computer plant. Alpha. Biogas. Boron. Biogas. Docking granted. Autopilot activated.
Oh yeah. So there are 4 types of missions in this game. This is a build mission.
Light.
You are talking
So we
to
look at
Don't
Lily
worry,
Pa.
I shall send
They want me
the
to build a
information to
Bofu
you
chemical lab.
now.
Now
Is
they'll
there
pay a
something
very
here
good
that
price
interests
for
you?
it. However, the problem with that is the amount of money you need to start that quest, right? The amount of money necessary to hire a TL, or maybe just have a TL, to transport the station that you buy from the shipyard, which is going to be a couple $100,000.
Successfully docked.
Queen Atreus and the Kingdom of Boron.
Boat connection to local
Yeah, so that was
trading
277.
network
We're leaving it at
established.
278.
Chip plant. Bofu chemical docking granted. Autopilot activated.
but that's going to be several 100,000 rate credits just to do. And then it's very profitable, but when you have no money, you can't even begin one.
Successfully docked.
Queen Atreus and the Kingdom of Boron.
Connection to local trading network established.
Oh, that's not good.
Xenon P.
Let's
Biogas factory.
away
Docking
from that.
granted. Autopilot activated.
So we got a Xenon P, 2 Xenon Ls, and Xenon M. So the Xenon are kind of the boogeymen of this universe. They're a race of sentient machines. And they probably are going to kill anything they can get their hands on. There really isn't that much defenses in Menelaus' Paradise. It is considered a border sector. There was, if you recall, when we came through this gate, a little defense station here. So that will deal with these if they go over there. But if they stay over here, there's not really much we can do about them. Now, there doesn't seem to be enough of them, or that I'm worried about the station being destroyed, but it is definitely a concern.
Successfully docked.
Especially considering
Queen
the
Atreus and the Kingdom
aren't
of Boron bid you a peaceful
massively
welcome.
upgraded yet.
Connection to local trading network established.
I'm a little scared to undock since they were flying over here.
Bogas. The unusual natural resources found within the planet Boron mean that the Bogas ball.
Alright, we're gonna take a look. Okay, yeah, they're right
Autopilot
here.
off.
Yeah, those are really close.
The P is reported.
Yeah, let's try to flee to the south gate. We're gonna try to lead these guys into the defense platform, because they are definitely chasing me, unfortunately. But luckily, since they are with a P, they're gonna fly at the same speed as the P, and the P only goes
reported.
117. If these
The
M's were
Xenon
chasing
M
me,
is a
they would
fighter craft
go right now
that
the same
first
speed as
fought-
me, so they could keep up with me. But we head towards this orbital weapons platform. We should be safe, and there is some weapons fire over here. I wonder if it's more Xenon or Split.
Split military Achinonics prototype. Split Boron large orbital weapons platform.
You are talking to the
Boron Captain.
Docking denied.
Yeah. Alright, let's just go this way.
Xenon P. A major design flaw.
Yeah, that Mako is horribly outnumbered and outgunned.
The Argon Buster was once the pride of the Argon fleet, and
An Argon Buster over there. I expected the split to be through the gate by now, but they're taking their time. I don't know why these Xenon really... I guess they maybe are chasing me because I went through the gates. Possibly.
Split escort. Scorpion prototype. Banshee missile. Wasp missile.
I'll be back for those. These are both small missiles, and therefore I can carry them, but currently I'm obviously full on bow gas. Alright. Looks like the P is already dead. That was fast.
Boron large orbital weapons platform.
But these platforms tend to be good against larger ships. And let's just break away. Let the Boron clean them up. Nice. Don't worry, that'll be us someday, just not today. Not the dead part, though, you know, one shooting all the Xenon to death. Just to be clear. So, let's go. Where's that boat? Chemical lab.
Docking granted. Autopilot activated.
Oh my god, another one? Oh, please don't shoot me. Alright, we are going to stay here for
Successfully docked.
a minute.
Queen Etrius and the Kingdom of Boron bid you a peaceful welcome aboard.
Connection to local trading network established. Bogas.
Attention! Today there is a sale in the hardware shop on level 2. Don't miss the special offers.
There's our Xenon P. I'll be honest, I did not expect quite this much tension in the first few minutes. Let's see. Go away. Alright.
Autopilot off. Biogas factory. M Alpha.
Bunch of Bofu just got ejected into space. That's gonna seriously damage the economy. There's already a bit of a Bofu shortage of production, so losing out on 250 Bofu, it's gonna hurt the entire economy of this region.
Docking granted.
Oh, they're not
Autopilot
chasing me, so
activated.
that's nice. Or, famous last words? Oh, okay.
Alert. Missile closing.
Oh, they are chasing me. Nice.
Successfully docked.
So when you're docked, you are protected by the station's shields.
Connection to local trading network established.
Go ahead and just wait on that. That was the missile that was sent at me. As you can see, it did nothing to the station. Except give me a heart attack. Alright. And there they are. Well, looks like they're lazily flying away now. They're not heavy enough, or they're not heavy enough contingent to threaten the stations. They're kind of just ignoring it. But any trading vessels in the area are going to get smacked. And considering this is only a border sector, we're probably not going to see, the appropriate response from the Royal Boron forces. Because realistically, they need to send their own fleet, at least a frigate, probably, to deal with what's here. Alright. I think we are now still here, but I think they're far enough away.
Bow
For me to do a quick bow gas run.
autopilot off.
Unfortunately, they're right by the
Bofu
chemical plant.
Lab. M Alpha.
And that one's chasing me already. So let's fly the long way. We're gonna go that way.
Alert. Missile closing. Biogas.
You are positive.
Docking granted. Successfully docked.
Queen Atreus and the Kingdom of Boron bid you a peaceful welcome aboard.
Connection to local trading network established.
Well, this was unexpected. We do appear to be trapped, at least temporarily, in maybe not the best situation. Now, of course, in standard play, you can kind of just save and then try to escape and hope you get lucky. But we're playing this like a dead is dead run, so we're gonna really try to not get killed. Alright. Unfortunately, the weapons platform is here. There's also a laser tower over here, and there's another laser tower over there. Those are a little out.
Advances in weapon and shield technology in recent years had reduced.
That is a potential. Yeah, what is this? Mosquito missile? Bofu.
Bogas factories are.
Attention, the recreational area.
Alright.
Autopilot off. Light shield. Production complex. Alpha.
You are talk positive, please.
Docking granted. Successfully docked.
Queen Atreus and the Kingdom of Boron bid you a peaceful welcome aboard.
Connection to local trading network established.
Kind of trying to scoot our way away, and hopefully the Xenon will stop aggroing on us. In the meantime, we can check the barter, see if anybody's interested in our bowgas. Well, Nini Moo has her own bowgas she wants to get rid of, as does Kuina. Yeah, the barter system is interesting. Effectively, you have a set of merchants here. Halilogu,
Security
Kuina.
would like to remind
just
all
some random
visitors
moron.
to keep their belongings with them at
And
all
they have a
times.
set of wares in which they want, and a set of wares in which they have. So in the case of Haliogu, right, he has 7 ore, 4 silicon wafers, and 13 maglet, and he wants 156 Dalexian wheat, 104 energy cells, 9 bofu, 156 sunrise flowers, or 82 Nostraf oil. So you can trade any one of these wares for sale for any one of these wares requested, or you can buy and sell. So, but when you do so, you're going to be paying the ware's maximum price. So that's a horrible way to get ware. Or you can, whenever you sell it, you're going to be selling it for its minimum price. So you should always avoid doing that if possible. The big thing is this lets you exchange things that could potentially be ware. So like, Dalexian wheat is actually not that hard to get here. They're in Gesifune, which is our sector right here. There are 2 wheat farms, so you could get some Dalexian wheat. You can come here, you can barter the Dalexian wheat with Haliogu, and for that you could get or silicon, or even maglet. Now maglet, I'm not sure that's worth anything here.
Magiclet is made from the shell of the Magus.
Yeah, it is. You can sell it for its average price at the Boron Stock Exchange, but it doesn't seem like anything here wants to use it. Alright. I think those Xenon have passed. Nope, they have not. But we're going to...
Boron equipment dock. Particle accelerator cannon
go to that
forge.
forge.
Alpha.
There's more Xenon. There's a P right there. It's actually a PX. It's even worse.
You are talking to positive.
Docking granted.
My scoot away shenanigans does not appear to be working very well.
Successfully docked.
Queen Atreus and the Kingdom of Boron bid you a peaceful welcome.
Connection to local trading network established.
Oh. So there you go. Someone is interested in Bogas. But she'll give me absolutely nothing for only 3 unit. Or... This is kind of weird. They'll only let me sell 1. Which I could get 2 Argnu beef, 3 stout spices, or 308 credits cash. At the average price? Or minimum price? Prove what I said earlier.
Bogas.
It's actually not quite the minimum price, but it's pretty close.
The planet Boron mean that the planet is really a huge chemical factory. From these many chemicals, the Boron manufacture a unique gas that is used throughout the universe as the ultimate painkiller and anesthetic.
Kind of an interesting one there. A little bit of lore, trivia, whatever you want to call it. Unfortunately, there's not really much for me to talk about right now, as there's not a lot for me to do. And you can actually see the one Xenon P. It's only 7 kilometers
We have reports of
away.
an outbreak of argon flu in this sector. Would all visitors please report to the medic bay for inoculation?
What is the Xenon P doing? Yeah, I played a little test game, but there was very little Xenon activity in this sector at the time. So, seems like I got a much more unfortunate seed when I pressed the record button. So let's go ahead and probably try to scoot our way to this impulse ray emitter forge. Well, that's at least 10 kilometers away. Maybe I could try to outweight it. Looks like this laser tower picked up a kill or 2. That's where I'd really like to get to. That Boron laser tower. Wonder if he's moving to engage it. Because that's the equipment dock.
Attention all departing pilots. Pirates have been seen in the sector. Be careful.
Shields are down to half. My money's on the laser tower. They destroyed the laser tower.
Autopilot off. Boron equipment dock.
Xenon PX. Xenon L.
Ofu Chemical Lab.
Alright, this is what
M
we're gonna do.
Alpha. Alert. Missile closing. Biogas factory. M Alpha.
I don't think I'm gonna get away from this missile. Wow. There you go. Sad Lar today.